live in a very mysterious world, filled with mystery of strange creatures and anomalies. The subjects we explain on tonight's shows are all filled with mystery and unknown. Come seek the answers as we go and explore these mysterious subjects. I'm your host, Chris Fringe.
I'm your co-host, Sensei, signing in from some dot off the grid. So let's take a trip to the dark side of the human mind, to a place where fact and fiction disappears, and cryptid theories grace our ears.
And you're listening to The Venomous Fringe. Prepare yourselves as we dive into the madness of the mystery of our world.
Domo, arigato. Fringeaholics, welcome to the show. I'm your co-host, Sensei, and today we're going to be diving into an alleged Dogman encounter caught on film. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to Chris, and he'll explain the details of the encounter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Venomous Fringe, as Sensei just gave the great opening to. Tonight's episode, we're breaking down this Quebec footage. Now, the source of this takes place in Quebec, Canada. This happened December of 2018, reportedly, of dogmen hiding behind a tree. Now, the original footage, unfortunately, we cannot find on the internet. I had actually acquired this via a top 10 dogman video, which I'll leave the link and credit to the content provider of that down below if you want to check it out. But this footage is pretty interesting to me. It is one that me and Sensei have been taking a look at for quite some time, and tonight's objective is to break it down and showcase what we have in this video.
Okay, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to show you the entire video unedited and just have you take a look at it here before we get into the breakdown.
So the footage that everybody's seeing, footage of the dogman behind the tree, there's something here, there's something large, and with the editing software I'm using, I had actually toned down the contrast and brightness because in the original footage, as you can see, it looks like it's been already enhanced, it looks like to be too bright. So I wanted to do my best here to go ahead and showcase, to present what we're looking at. And as you can clearly see, there is a large subject standing behind the tree, staring at these people, and you could see a couple things that kind of stand out. I see some eye shine, I see teeth. It looks like it's just staring at them and grinning. But this brightness and contrast variation, you can kind of see also too what appears to be a large body mass. You can see legs, you could see an arm, but it does have something to it. It appears to be not anything of your average bear or just in general. But that's what I'm seeing in this. Sensei, what do you think?
Well, Chris, I got to agree with you wholeheartedly on that. There's definitely something here, and it's huge. So the first thing that stands out to me, like you said, is the eye shine, the teeth. Now I remember from watching the original video, which we obviously can't find anywhere on the net. It did include the audio, which unfortunately we don't have today. It's been taken off of YouTube. But the teens that are walking up to this creature, they as soon as they see it, they turn tail and run, and the creature also runs. There's genuine panic in their voices. It's just a hectic situation. But this thing moves so fast. That's the speed of a dogman right there. Every dogman encounter I've heard of, you hear about these things moving lightning fast. 1 second you see them, next second they're gone, and that's reciprocated here in this footage. You see this right here. So that's what leads me to believe that this is indeed a dogman. Um, the genuine terror in their voices, although you guys can't hear it. As Chris said, we have been working on this piece of footage for a long time, for months and months, almost 4 or 5 months now. And there is absolute terror in the voice of the filmer, the person who's walking up here. And that thing just moves lightning fast. So I definitely believe that this is a dogman cryptid. Um, and you see those teeth there, like you pointed out, Chris. and it's just menacing. This When I watch this footage, every time I've heard a Dogman encounter where someone says that they feel like they just encountered true evil, that's what I see personally. It's just very unsettling footage. Um, it's not smoking gun evidence necessarily because it is pretty pixelated, but from the work you've done, Chris, to break it down and to add the extra effects so we can see this creature, it's very obvious that there's something there with a lot of teeth that are razor sharp and unnatural eye shine that you're not going to catch from a human.
So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to transition, take a look at some still frames here. A lot of these still frames taking a look at the creature behind the tree. Now, Sensei and I will both break these down and do our best to explain.
All right, so what we're looking at here, we're looking at the height of this creature. This is the edit. You see the outline that Chris drew around the creature here, and the arrow is just indicating the height from top to bottom. Now, what I want to focus on here, you see this tree that is off to the left, the skinny tree. You see that that's closer to the person that's filming. So if we're doing zoom in depth of field here and we're using depth perception, you can see that the tree behind it, the tree that the Dogman is standing behind, is in fact higher up than the tree that's directly in front of us, which gives me the idea that this creature is at least 6.5 7 feet tall. um, the tree itself already looks massive, the creature looks massive, um, but it's brought into perspective a little bit more by this small tree that we see here over to the left, and the fact that the tree is up closer towards us. Also, if you look on the ground, you'll notice that there's snow there on the ground. So that might give anything standing on it a sense of elevation. I don't know if this snow was solid or if it was more wet snow, but from what we've seen here, this definitely looks like it's a 6.5, 7 foot creature standing behind that tree, which gives me even more reason to believe that this is in fact a dog man.
I have to agree about the height. There is definitely something there that is pretty tall, and then in a depth projection of what you had made mention, Sensei, looking at the tree and the subject standing behind of the actual oak tree that we're looking at here in height-wise. Now, one thing I wanted to also point out that is also pretty interesting to me that we didn't talk about briefly was the idea of the footprints, or what appeared to be dog-like prints. Now look how small those prints are in comparison to your average track print that's put into a ground, especially in snow. Human prints are more organic, larger. These look pretty small. Now, taking a look at these, of course, due to the film quality of the actual footage, it's hard to really make out, but this was something that really caught my attention because truly, we're taking a look at something here with prints that do look pretty small in comparison to human track prints, but dog-like prints. Let me know what you guys think about that, too. These are some pretty interesting things that pointed out. I want to transition to, though, the next still frame. The next still frame we have here is the text showcasing where and what we're looking at on this particular creature. Now, this is, of course, after the creature darts and transitions, exiting out of the frame after staring at these individuals. We get a good idea on what we're looking at here. We're looking at a snout on the top portion of the circular of what we see, snout and teeth. Now, because it is a little blurry, it's hard to make out quality-wise. It may not be the best to look at in comparison to what would be a normal still frame. But taking a look at this, you could see what appears to be snout, appears to be teeth. But I want to transition down lower where you can go and see the line of the buttocks, the leg, the heel of the foot as well. What you can also see is the idea on the left-hand side is the other leg moving parallel out of the frame. See the knee. Now, this is not the best outline you can provide, but of course, to folks, for what the footage is, this is what I'm seeing, and this is what I wanted to highlight because for when I take a look back at it, it does appear to be, in height comparison, going back to what Sensei said, something pretty tall, and looking at the text and frame of the outline here, you have something that does look pretty large and definitely has assets to it. What do you think, Sensei?
No, Chris, I agree. I see the same thing you're seeing here. Another thing that you personally pointed it out to me the other day was the backwards bent leg here. Now I know this is a bit pixelated. We'll try to enhance this footage for you guys, make it a bit sharper. But in the outline, that leg and the foot down here, you see the foot, right? And then you see where the leg goes. It's close on the left-hand side of the actual red outline. It's close on the inside of it. You see that it's backwards bent, so that tells me that this is some sort of canid creature. Now it's obviously standing on two legs. It's not a human. You look at the snout and the teeth; those things are That's mass. Those are massive teeth. That's a row of teeth right there. I can only imagine how sharp they are. But keep in mind, this all happened in a split second. When this group of teens walked up to this creature. As soon as they saw it, they turned tail. As soon as it saw them, it turned tail, and they were on their way. We're obviously looking at the breakdown of the still images we were able to capture in those split seconds when they were breaking away from each other. So, to me personally, this is not smoking gun evidence, but it's damn near close to it. This is pretty spooky stuff that we're seeing here. It's a bit unsettling. As you said, also though about the knee, I want to touch on that. The knee and the leg. Um, you can see it protruding out here on the left side of the tree, the left-hand side, which just tells me that this thing is massive, as we projected earlier. So I think that, with that being said, I think that this is a Dogman creature, without a doubt.
We also wanted to go ahead and showcase a couple different effect variations to get a good idea on the creature and subject of the footage. I wanted to thank everybody for tuning into this edition of the Venomous Fringe. If you guys would like to get in contact with us, send us an email at thevenomoussfringe@gmail.com. We also have a Facebook group dedicated to the Facebook YouTube channel. Feel free to join that group. A link will be provided down below in the description. We are also on BitChute, Spreaker, SoundCloud, and now iTunes. Feel free to check out the Venomous Fringe at those links.
Hey guys, it's Sensei again. So we wanted to thank you for watching this episode and for being a loyal subscriber. If you're new to the channel, we ask that you please hit the subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, share the video. We really appreciate it, and it really helps out the channel when you guys leave a thumbs up. So for new subscribers, we hope that you enjoyed the content tonight, and if you did, hit the subscribe button. We got more to come. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night.